invited him here to share with him. Naveen, first of all, congratulations uh,
Thank you. Thank you.
clearing the exam, and it has been a beautiful journey. So, guys, I want you to ask as many questions, thousand questions to him. He used to ask me a lot. So now it's your turn to ask him. So, Naveen, you just cleared the exam, right?
Yeah, yeah. Just now. 5 minutes back, I came
Five
out of the
minutes.
center.
How was the exam?
Not easy. It was tougher than what I thought. Yeah,
It was
to
tough.
be.
That's
Yeah.
good. I'm very happy when the exam becomes easy. I don't like it. Like then anyone can clear the exam. These people, I am destroying their weekend with me. They are sitting me here. They were here yesterday on Friday. They will be here on today, Saturday, and tomorrow. So I want to make sure that it's worth the effort. Naveen, Naveen's story is very interesting. He was ready for the exam 45 days back, but he has to go for a planned holidays. Then he come back, big break, and then he did it there. Many of you realize that you have already planned holidays. So here is a classical case study for you guys that even if you go on holidays, I will take you back there. Naveen, walk me through your exam today. How did you manage time and things of those nature?
Yeah, yeah, sure, sure. So, I had the exam scheduled for 3:30. So, but I reached the center actually 2 hours early,
Hmm.
and and in 15 minutes or so, the staff there told me that there's a slot available. So I just went in because I didn't want to keep waiting. So I just went in.
Hmm.
So I went in much ahead of the time,
Hmm.
and uh, otherwise the process was smooth. The timings I almost kept the timing that you told us, the 80 75 75, but yeah, like maybe two plus or minus 2 or 3 minutes, not more than that.
Hmm.
uh, on the second lot of 60 questions, I fell short. I mean, in the last 10 questions was in 10 minutes. So the second lot was the tougher one.
Okay, so this is, let me understand what you are saying. The first section was not the toughest one. The second one was the toughest one.
Yeah,
That's what you are
exactly.
saying.
Yeah.
Okay, okay, okay.
Second one was more complicated questions and all. So it took a lot more time. Yeah.
Okay. When you say complicated, what was complicated? Length of the question was long.
Not just the length, the scenarios. It was There was very minimal straightforward questions. It was all scenarios,
Hmm.
and the scenarios given in the second lot was a little more complicated, I guess.
Hmm. The scenario was a little bit more complicated. Okay,
Exactly.
okay, okay. That's a good thing into that. Okay, let's put a little bit more into that. So what about the third section?
Third section was comparatively easier compared to the other two sections. The easiest one was the third section.
So the first section was toughest. First section was normal. The second section was the toughest, and the third section was comparatively easy. Right?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So let's walk into the time management. The first 80 minutes or a little bit less.
Little less, but probably 3 minutes lesser.
So 77. That's exactly what you asked me yesterday.
Yeah, but
If I take the time to the
uh,
other things.
exactly. But I took that much and a little more time for the second section. So the
Okay.
last section had a little less than 70 minutes for me.
The little less than 70 minutes.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
So not still 70 minutes is good. So were you able to complete it on time?
Yeah, yeah. The last section was I could complete it probably 2 minutes ahead of time.
Okay, 2 minutes ahead of time. Okay,
Yeah.
okay, that's good. That's really good. Okay, so you were actually ready in 1 month. If we talk about real exam, you were ready in 1 month. Okay, am I right or not?
Yeah, I thought that that time I was a little more, much more better prepared,
Hmm.
and then I had a break, where in the 15 or 3 weeks break where I did not even open the books. So that actually pulled me back. I mean, it would be a very bad idea to take that break. I mean, I would not recommend anyone else who is preparing to take the break. If you're ready, go for the exam.
I told you to go for the exam. Even when you were going on holidays, I told you to go for the exam. But yeah, that's okay. That's okay. At least maybe someone will listen to my me after you are saying that.
I have just one thing that I think, just one takeaway from that exam. There I got at least 6 or 7 drag and drop questions.
Mhm, mhm. Six
Uh,
or
yeah. So yeah.
but
So
the same as we did in our last PMP marathon, or were they different?
yeah. I did not attend the last marathon. Sorry.
That's a bad thing. That's a bad. You did not even watch the recording of that?
Mm, no, 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 no.
Okay, not a problem. That's
Yeah.
okay.
So yeah, yeah. But what happened is, see, there's an option in the screen to set the background color and the text color.
Mm.
So because I do a lot of drafting and all, I set the color background color as black and text as white. That
You
that's
have
that
you have that thing. You can change the color of. I
we
never.
can we can change the background color and the text color. There's an option there in the screen.
Okay.
So just because the black screen is a little more easier on the eye, I changed that to black background and white text. Now the only
From
problem
white
what
to
happened is,
black. From white to black, you converted into black and white, right?
yeah, there are few other options. You can put yellow background and blue text and all those things are there. But I selected the black background and white text.
Okay.
The issue that has happened is that when the drag and drop questions, the cells were there, but the text was not visible. So
Uh,
I thought something is wrong, and then for some luck, I changed the color at that point. Uh, it became visible. So
it is designed for. It is designed actually the way it is white and black. It.
exactly. So it's better to watch it on a black screen, but for the drag and drop questions, it did not work.
Mm.
So that was one lesson that I got. Otherwise, yeah, the questions were like as I told you, like it's not straightforward questions. All were scenarios given, and I think like I was expecting a much more bigger percentage of agile questions. That was not the case. We had a lot of hybrid and um, waterfall questions in that.
How about the length of stakeholder communication team? How many questions were there?
Uh, I think all sections were covered. All sections were covered. All sections were. One strange question I found, which normally did not appear in any of those things, is that there was a question where from agile it went back to traditional waterfall.
The compliance question. Some compliance questions were there.
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. So that was something that we don't normally don't see in the things.
It's
Yeah,
most from predictive to agile, but it was agile.
one question was from agile to
Okay.
predictive. Yeah.
How important the last six mocks were?
Very important. Very important. I think that is the one that prepared me for the exam. The last six mocks was the most important one to do.
Most important ones
Yeah.
to do. Okay, no, you are prepared already. How important like 180 mocks were for you? Like building the stamina into that way.
It was important. It was important, very important. And these 180s and the last six mocks actually built a lot of confidence also into me. Like I was lacking a bit of confidence when while doing the 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 random mocks
Mm.
because the scores was not that high. But
Mm.
then
Random is hard. Random mocks are hard. So even if you get 55%, what was your score? 55% in them?
yeah, 55, 60, 65, not very high.
Not very high. Okay, that's okay. That's okay. It is a good score into that. But now I just want to share this. Again, yesterday we recorded success journey of two friends. They were also two friends that joined together, and he was actually leading. Right? He was leading the Mohsin was lagging, but he took break. Mohsin cleared before, and now he is clearing. So I'm happy that both of you.
I, I can actually give you one hint to because I and Mawson we work in the same place,
Mhm.
and he was the one who dragged me into the thing. So I completed my formal education 25 years back, and this is the first time I came back to a classroom.
So I just want to
Moss,
slow this down for everyone because there are people in the class have 10 years experience, 15, and they are saying we studied 10 years back. So last time you
Sorry?
it was 25 years back, right?
exactly attended the classroom 25 years back.
So
I
after
mean,
25 years back, you came to studies and you were ready in 1 month. You were
I
ready.
was
Yeah, you were ready. Like you went to holidays in the month of March, the first week of a second.
yes,
Yes,
first week March. Yeah.
your training ended on the end of January, and I was asking, give the exam. You can give in 4 days. You said, no, sir. I
Yeah.
want, I want to enjoy my holidays. right? Okay, guys, if you have any question, please feel free to ask him. He just came out of the sentence. What else I can tell you? There is nothing more than this. He is like actually standing there. He gave exam in Saudi Arabia, I mean,
Yeah, Saudi Arabia, Riyadh.
in Riyadh. Which was the center?
It's centered in Olaya. So sorry, I forgot the name of that thing. I don't remember that. Yeah, it's in Olaya only. Olaya.
It's a lie only. Okay, okay. So Dennis is asking in which section drag and drop questions were more?
In all three sections there were at least
Okay.
two each. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why, Naveen, you must attend coaching calls. You missed PMP marathon, and I actually planned today to solve like those marathon drag and drop here, and at least 10 drag and drop are there. Okay, Anita, you had a question, please. Anita, go ahead.
Yes, sir. Naveen, I just want to understand how the English was there in the questions. Like, is it too difficult to understand the question, or is
I
it
I
okay?
I think just one question I had a difficulty in like it was not in my vocabulary. I did not understand the term. Otherwise, it like just in one question. Otherwise, it was all clear.
Okay,
In one question, slightly difficult, but I still made a guess.
okay. Thank you.
Hmm. Okay, anyone else has any question they would like to go ahead? You have raised the hand, Tawfiq.
Yeah. Are there any calculation based questions?
No, nothing, nothing,
Nothing. Okay.
No formula question whatsoever.
nothing.
No formula. Okay, what are the three topics, top three topics from which the question were more? Like from where the more questions were?
Uh, uh, Agile still had a large percentage, of course,
Hmm.
but it was not like 75% or 50%. It was, I mean, Agile hybrid, a lot of questions were there. Uh, I did not see any major questions on the closing part.
Okay, okay, okay. So yeah, Dennis asked a very interesting question, so I'm not gonna ask that. Okay, how much time? Okay, let's walk through your journey. Let's skip that you went on holidays. Let's go back and say that you have to give exam in one go. You are not going on holidays. So Naveen, how would you prepare? How would you give the exam into that way?
Okay, I don't know whether my preparation was a apt one. So I would do my weekends. I would spend at least 4 to 5 hours on those 2 weekend days, and on other days I could spend 1.5 hours, 2 hours maximum. That was the time that I would normally spend. So what I did is that the 180 mocks or the longer ones I would do in the weekends, and weekdays there were a lot of 60 mocks, 30 question mocks and all in that thing. I would do it on the weekdays.
Hmm.
And one thing that I think it helped is watching again and again those mastery series videos.
Okay, okay,
They helped.
okay. Okay, thank you very much for sharing that. Okay, so how much? Okay, how to manage after a break? Start from a. That's a very good question. Now, this is what you did. You were ready. You took a break, and we did not study at all in the break. Even I,
Nothing.
even I tried a lot, but you did not. You just stopped me. No, sir. No, sir. I kept on trying. So, how you came back? How you bounced back after the break?
It was not easy. Like the once I came back, I think the first 1 or 2 mocks, the scoring was very low. So again, I had to go back to watch some of those videos, get back on track, get back the thinking process on track. I mean, it took a little bit of time, 3 4 days, to get that back.
Hmm. But going back to the master series, PMP booklet, how important that PMP booklet was for you in the way?
It was most important in the last 2 days, I would say. I had read it before, but in the last 2 days, it made a lot of sense actually.
We were reading PMP before you came here and started sharing. We were in combinedly reading PMP booklet, going through that, making the sense into that. Okay. Rashid Khalil asked a very interesting question. What made you feel that you are ready for the test? I kind of pushed him, but what made you feel that you are ready for the test?
I don't know. I don't know. It is basically Amir and Trimzi. Thanks to both of you. Basically, you told me that I'm ready. I didn't know.
Yeah. So you have to trust us. Like
Yeah,
at least for one.
absolutely.
How did you do RCA? Yeah. Abdullah is asking, how did you do RCA, root cause analysis?
Oh, okay. So RCA, I see. I did not go for a very elaborate RCA thing, but I did RCA for every uh, mock that I did. So what I would do is that um, I would put my reasoning in the shortest of sentences. That somehow helped me.
Hmm. So you put your reasoning in shorter for sentences. The
I
normal
did not.
basic RCA. You did the
I did
basic
not.
RCA,
I
right?
did not do it in. I did not do it in an Excel sheet or something. I just scribbled on my notepad.
No, do not recommend, but yeah, you did it. I cannot say anything. Okay. So people keep on asking the same question, how to restart from a long break. So what we did, Naveen, I gave him, of course, the entire PMP in 2 hours video. That is so to give the entire quick revision, then the PMP booklet, then the mastery series, and few of the questions we reviewed it, like stakeholder communication, we reviewed it, and then into that way. Now, just to put in the context, it depends when you took the break. Like, for example, he was ready for the exam. He was actually ready for the exam. If we had 1 more week or he had easy schedule, he could have given the exam before going to holidays. It is as straight as it is. But he took a break, entirely shut. So we need to work into that way, into the backward directions. Uh, how many mocks? His score varied from 55 to 70. In some mocks, he did a very good score. He did a lot of mocks. I have to give him a lot of mocks because my first priority was he gave exam before going to the holidays. So I kind of gave him most of the mocks before, but then I gave him some special mocks. Like I have two paths. God forbid if some fail, I give him a different path, and if there's a first attempt, there's a different path. So I also gave him those mocks, which are for those students who have already taken the given the exam because he had done the most of the mocks into that way. Okay. Gee, anyone else has any question they would like to ask him? Naveen, what would be your advice to all people? Now, these are mostly batch 4 students. They just ended their training yesterday. So, how would you recommend how they maintain momentum?
Yeah, I don't know. A few things that work for me, I can tell you. As I told you, like Mohsin, my friend and myself, we were working in the same office space. So after starting the course, started together. Any event that happens in the office space, we would connect it with the PMP course. That helped a lot in the right in getting the thinking right. Like any event happens, say any conflict happens, we would think, okay, in PMP how is this addressed? So it made a lot more easier to put things into context. Um, uh, then I would say just spend the time, and I think anyone can will get through. When all of you should be able to get through. There's no problem. Spend the time. Spending the time is more important.
Spending the time is more important, building the momentum, and most importantly, replying me. Don't stop replying me.
Yeah, yeah.
Manali is asking, what that drag and drop simpler or not?
Not very easy. I think out of six, two were kind of easy, straightforward, but the other four took a little more time than normal questions.
Ah, okay, okay. Now you missed the marathon, but the purpose of marathon, and that's what I want to put it here for you. Please make some questions. Maybe especially make those drag and drop questions since Dennis also asked. I will be using those questions in the next PMP marathon.
Yeah,
Okay.
sure, sure.
And Naveen, each one teach one is the mantra we live by. You know how important that PMP community was and how that thing is, right?
Yeah, yeah, sure, sure.
So I really expect the same from you that we keep moving on. Send me a good picture of you. And if you have any more other lessons, you are more than
I'll
welcome
do
to.
that. I'll do that.
Yeah, you get the biggest audience that is possible. 50 students sitting here, and the most
I'll,
motivated individual, they want to give the exam by the end of May or mid of June.
all I as wish each and every one of you all the best, and you should be able to clear all the exam in the nearest future.
Thank you,
All
Naveen.
best.
Do send me your picture, and I wish you best of luck. Does the exam tell you if the answer was wrong? No.
No, nothing. No, no.
Just like at the end of the simulator, you get the mocks, same thing into that. Thank you, Naveen,
Thank
and
you. Thanks. Bye.
How to handle the risk in the project? First, risk is equal to probability into impact, and The second, for an event to be considered a risk, it must meet two criteria. First, it has not occurred, and B, there must be a plan in place to address it. Next one, using organization process assets, EEF, and other data to develop a risk management plan. This plan should define the organization risk tolerance, threshold, risk appetite, and risk attitude, and risk matrix. Next, once the risk management plan is approved and begin the process of identifying the risk. Okay, next, use expert judgment, focus group, workshop, OPA, EFS, and promotes list of identified risk. Document this risk in the risk register. Use qualitative risk analysis to prioritize the risk. If required, use quantitative risk analysis to further prioritize the risk. Once the risk have been prioritized, develop response for both